welcome to another how-to video from Burstek. In this video we'll be showing you how to install the remote log data loader component for LogAnalyzer SE. The remote log data loader component is needed when using Microsoft ISA or TMG and you have the web proxy logging using an MSDE database. The quickest way for you to check that is to open your Microsoft ISA server management console, and under the monitoring select the Configure Web Proxy Logging option. Here you'll see that we are logging into an MSDE database, so we will need the remote log data loader component. Okay, I went ahead and already downloaded and extracted the file. Here we see the setup exe. As with all of our programs, please make sure that any antivirus that you have running on the server is disabled. So prior to running the installer, we want to make sure we have certain firewall rules configured. If we go back into the management console for ISA and under the firewall policy, there are 3 rules that we need to create. One is from the RDL ISA to SQL, and that will be the Microsoft SQL TCP and UDP protocols. The other is from the ISA server to the LogAnalyzer server. And these are custom ports. It's TCP 8082 outbound and TCP 8083 outbound. These can be created by creating your own access rule and following through the prompts. The third rule that you'll need to create is the remote log data loader component, LASE to ISA. This is 8083 outbound again and 8086 outbound. And as you can see, these go in different directions. You can combine these into one rule, but for the purposes of this video, we've created 3 separate rules. Okay, now that our rules are created, we can go ahead and continue with the setup. And we'll go ahead and start the LogAnalyzer install as normal. And then go ahead and click Next at the welcome screen. Go ahead and read through the license agreement and click the Accept button. And click Next. And go ahead and read through the third-party license agreement and click Accept. As with our other programs, you can change the installation folder. Okay, in this instance we're going to do the remote log data loader option. So go ahead and select that, click Next. The server name is the name of the primary LASE server. In this case it's just called LASE server. So we'll go ahead and type that in and click Next. The account that you're going to use for it is the same as the services that you use on the LogAnalyzer server. So in this case, we'll go ahead and use our account that we have created for it and click Next. Okay, and then you'll go ahead and just click the install, and it will go through and install the various components needed for the RDL. Okay, once the file copy has completed, go ahead and click the Finish button, and the remote log data loader component is installed on the system. At this point, we need to go back to our LogAnalyzer server and configure our log source. So click on the log source, click on New Log Source, and here we'll select the MSDE database option. And then on the Advanced tab, use Remote Server for this log source and type in the name of our SQL or ISA. Now you can also use the IP here, but we're going to go ahead and just use the name of our server. Go ahead and click Apply, and then go back to the common options, come down to the bottom and click the Test button. And we should see Test succeeded, log source is not empty. It means we are able to communicate with our ISA server. So go ahead and click OK. And you are now completed with setting up the log source. Go ahead and click the Load Data icon and make your selections for the loading algorithm and the categorization data. Go ahead and click Load, and you should see that data is beginning to load. And once the loading completes, it'll go into its categorization. Once the categorization completes, then you will be able to run reports on the data that you have installed. This concludes this video on installing the remote log data loader component for LogAnalyzer 7. We hope you found this video tutorial helpful and encourage any feedback you may have that will help us to continue providing quality training videos.